Hi everybody, Richard here again with my thought for the day. This one is entitled "Religion is a Castle Built on Sand." I just checked the quote. It's actually a house built on sand, is the original one. Um, but the metaphor is still valid. It's all based, well, initially on my experience of mine. I used to attend Coventry Cathedral as a teenager in the youth club there. It was all very indoctrination stuff. And at one point now, there's confirmation classes where where they actually affirm their faith and make declarations and stuff to actually be fully fledged member of the church. No, I didn't buy that bullshit. Even then, I was too much of a scientist already to buy that stuff. But I asked to attend to find out what happened, and I was stunned. There's one girl there who was 14 at the time, and she was just being to swear to this Apostles' Creed and other things which made no sense. She was clearly not at all keen to do this. She didn't believe it, obviously. She's being asked to swear that she did. And the vicar guy said quite simply, well, if you don't do it, you don't get in, basically. Common exact words is basically that. So he was willing to accept her testimony of being faithful and all that, knowing that it's false. The whole thing was absurd. I thought, well, this is what exactly what Christian church like. Oh, don't get stuff, mate. Don't want it. Like bonkers stuff. But it highlights to be just how strong these institutions are. Not just churches, but all kinds of cults and group beliefs and political parties. They're immensely powerful beliefs. Just immensely powerful. Because if you don't believe, you don't get in. It's that simple. You've got to keep the faith. Otherwise you get kicked out and then you're left with a wailing and gnashing of teeth, which is another expression I like. A wailing and gnashing of teeth. Superb, what it? Very out sometimes, sadly. But yeah, this is the kind of madness of it all. Now, slowly people in many countries have seen through the veil, as it were. Come to realise with a bit more enlightenment, a bit more science, they've actually saying what goes on. I'm not denying God by any means. My virtue is based on consciousness. Mine is Eastern mysticism, like Buddha and so forth. I think all that is God. Everything is. It's like energy everywhere, eternal stuff. But I am objecting to these particular versions of God is this way or God is that way. It makes no sense at all. And as I say, people have seen through this, but in many cases, not all though. And the insanity it leads to is just obvious, self-evident. Look at Israel. I'm not opposed to Jews by any means, but Israel. What are you doing, people? Just wait for that. You can't claim purely on a scripture that you've got a right to have a particular piece of rock and say it's yours and everyone else can get lost. That's utter insanity. Complete madness. Bonkers. It's not like a buying of these Holy Grail things. The whole thing is just insanity, just crazy, it's madness. And we see the results. It's just ghastly. But there we are. And it's all going to come falling down one day. Inevitable. Because it's without foundation. You've got no rhyme or reason to say you be there and no one else can be. That's, well, I don't want to say it is, but it's kind of obvious parallels. So yeah, the problem is that in this country, in the UK, the churches have fallen by the wayside largely, still exist, but they have less power, less sway than they used to before. There's less church and state stuff going on, thank God. But there's still not enough science and rationality, nowhere near enough. And we've replaced the actual kind of faith belief structure that people need. They need this. They need to belong. They need to belong to a group, and especially they need to be told what to do, because they haven't been told how to think for themselves or fend for themselves or do their own research or do their homework. They've never been told that properly. So they need to be told what to do, like sheeple in their masses. And that leaves a dangerous power vacuum where people like Johnson can dance and fart about and be a prat. And people adore him for it. Just love him. Because he's like them. It's that simple. Birds of a feather flock together. It's that simple. So he was their darling man, a leader of a party, which then wrecked the country in the name of that party. I'm talking about Brexit in particular, but also COVID. The guy should be in prison. Anyway, I diverge. Religion is a castle built on sand, because it's bound to fall down one day. It's not based on any kind of sound reasoning or hard evidence at all. Hardly any. In the Christian church, there's obviously lots of stories about this guy called Jesus Christ. But he's also second, leader, as it were, in the Muslim faith, I believe. I'm told. And few people know that. So, yeah, I'm not denying the existence of this thing. I'm not denying that this is a miracle even. Something obviously happened 2,000 years ago, enough to be documented. That's obvious. And there's basically no smoke without fire, so I think something happened. Quite what? I don't know. That's much harder to determine. And even archaeologists have found some evidence for, I think it's Tyre was maybe Sodom, and Gomorrah is a bit more inland. But the dates don't match, they're centuries out. There's some physical evidence for things happening as described in the Bible, but the dates and details just way out of kilter. The whole thing is complete bullshit. Every scripture you care to mention, bollocks. Unless it's got some hard physical foundation for it. So maybe a controversial view. I repeat, I'm not opposed to Jews at all. I don't do racist stuff. But the Israelis and the settlers and the fascists in that country deserve good kicking. Bye.